How's it going, guys, and welcome to Kisha MC. Kisha MC is a newly developed faction server that is currently on their map 1. But as you might have noticed, this server right here has some very good developers. Bestel and Swifty have been working on this alongside with Abochi, and as all you probably know, Bestel and Swifty is the owner and was the owner of Controller and of course the owner now of Velox, and he really delivers some quality work. And that is why I am here today showing you guys this brand new server which have really caught my attention due to so many ideas and all the things that they have added throughout the month. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into it. Some of these features that I'll be mentioning today is of course something you already heard of. Over here we have 3x3s, we also have 5x5s, and we have 7x7 shockwaves. This right here is obtainable through Bikecraft crates or in-game events. Next up we have the trade tools. You guys might be familiar with this. This trade tool right here only affects netherrack and dirt. You can get it in a 3x3, 5x5 and of course a 7x7. The server also offers sell wands where you'll be able to sell whatever is in a chest, and of course a craft wand where you'll be able to make ores or ingots into blocks. Next up we have a harvester hoe. The harvester hoe is used pretty much to harvest sugarcane only. This one here picks up the sugarcane and puts it directly into your inventory. Then the next one over here is the melon smasher. I'm pretty sure the first time I've ever seen one of these was on Van, but it is now here on Kisha as well, and the melons goes directly into your inventory, and of course I'm pretty sure you can get one with a fortune on as well. I'm pretty sure that actually doubles the drops. Not really sure about that one, but this one here puts it into your inventory as well. Next up we have lightning wand. I'm pretty sure everybody here is familiar with lightning wand, but it's pretty much just where you strike a creeper with a lightning wand and you pretty much get this powerful creeper or supercharged creeper. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with the wall cleaner. As you can see over here, this wall cleaner right here can get rid of sand inside your walls. So if you just right click all the way down at the bottom over there, the sand will definitely go away, and then you don't have to go in there and do it yourself. On top of that, the server here offers a lot of faction permissions, a lot of faction things you can actually do. Over here we have faction chest, faction prices, faction warps, faction maps, faction stealth, faction particles, factions top, faction relation tags, factions TNT bank, faction PayPal, faction permissions, factions fly, faction lockout, faction relation. All of these things right here is going to help you control your faction, and on top of that make sure that no odd things happen. So right over here, faction lockout. If somebody locks out in your land, it now takes 15 minutes before they get sent to spawn. So somebody can't just lock out in your land and just simply get TP to spawn instantly to get out of combat. The faction TNT bank is also something that's very nice on here. No longer do you have to TNT fill for inventory from inventory. This right here, you will have an entire bank just for TNT. Coming into the first thing that's kind of brand new right here that nobody else have done is the day plugin. Right over here we have Monday. And as you can see right here, this is recorded on Tuesday, but if it were Monday, it will be the god of pain and bad luck. Now every single day some events might happen that is unique to only that day, but there is some things that always happens on Mondays, and that is right here. If you are breaking blocks, there might be a chance that some creatures may appear. Now if these creatures may drop loot or not, you tell me at 2PM EST this Saturday, but you also have a chance to trip when you are in battle. Now I think this right here is extremely rare. It's just kind of a little feature that makes it a little bit more exciting. Also you have to be aware of what you eat because something doesn't smell right. Coming over to Tuesday, it is the god of war and hell. Now if you don't know, this entire server is built up on a belief, I'm pretty sure. So this right here is all based on some belief. Now this one here, when the gods are feeling generous, this is because of the god of war and hell, then you get another war buff, you get acrobatic, archery, axe and swords, MCMO gain buff, which is really important because Tuesday right here, it looks like you guys might to go find yourself an MCMO machine or something, because this right here is pretty cool. Coming over to Wednesday, this is god of commerce, trade and science. Now the gods have decided that every 1 hour 5 items will be chosen from the /shop and will randomly be given a 2x sell boost. Now this right here means that you might only not need to do sugarcane the entire map, but if 5 items are picked and that might be maybe rotten flesh, you might actually sell it for a decent price. So maybe you don't only want to do a normal grind of what you're used to, maybe you want to increase it a little bit, maybe do nether water as well, because you do get this double sale every single Wednesday. Now the items that will be picked is not of our control, so that means that it could be pretty much anything from the shop. But one thing you should keep in mind is that as soon as this items is picked, you have to buy it for the double amount as well. That way there's no dupes and stuff like that, so keep in mind that whenever it is Wednesday. Tuesday is somewhat different. It is the god of thunder and lightning. Now this means that every single creeper that you will be placing is going to be supercharged. Also there is bosses that's coming on Tuesday, and you can combo players with at least 3 hits. So if you get 3 hits without them hitting you, you are getting a combo and now are doing a little bit more damage. Now it is not a huge difference. It's not like you can 2-hit people, but you will be able to actually see the difference. Friday is the god of love and fertility. This means that the gods have given you the power of love. It doesn't mean you can make children, but it does mean that you can actually heal members when shooting an arrow at them. Now there's also something that's really nice about an elixir on here. There's a chance when you are breeding animals that there's a chance you get a potion of love or something like that, and I'm pretty sure that can harness great power from the battlefield. On top of that, mob spawners rates is now buffed by 2. Saturday is one hell of a day, and that is a god of wealth, plenty and time. This is probably the day that you guys have to be most careful about, because this is the day where you have to grind your ass off. As you can see, all of these different things have been at growth speed, which means sugarcane might no longer be the best thing to do. I think melons with a grow rate boost is probably a little bit better than sugarcane, or maybe even pumpkins. I'm not really sure, because this one here turns everything around. Look at this, all of these juicy buffs that you might get. And finally, with no air left in my lungs, it is Sunday. This is the god of sun, luck and resting. Today, the gods have decided we rest, which means nothing is gonna happen, and let's be honest, if you're up extremely late on Saturday, you are not going to be here at Sunday at noon and simply grinding. No, this right here is just simple rest. No worries guys, nothing will happen Sunday. Now with that kept in mind, it is now time to look at all of these awesome enchants. Illumination is permanent night vision. Eco-Fiber is permanent water breathing, Vigorious is permanent strain, Skin of the Nether is permanent fire resistant, Agility is permanent speed, Haste is, haste. Jump Boost is of course jump boost, and Sharpshooter. Now this is some of the smaller enchants that you might not have seen. This one here is a fully charged arrow that will deal more damage across longer distance. So that means that if you're fully charging your bow and you're shooting from very far away, you can do some serious damage. Last Stand 1, this will give you more damage if your health is low. Now it is not an incredible amount of more damage you would do when on low health, and you do require you to get quite far down, and you might get a chance to get quick drop. So it's not like because you're lacking too hard you're going to do extra damage. You have to be quite far down to actually do enough damage that is going to take a difference. Antidotes are another awesome enchant on here. All harmful effects means potions, slowness and so on will have the duration reduced by half. Health boost is of course health boost. Grenade is reduces all incoming damage from arrows by 2.5% per tire per piece. That means that if you guys are having the enchant where you do extra damage with the bow, get one of these juicy pieces on you and you will never ever actually die from a bow. So as you can see here on Kisha, bows actually is part of PvP now. It is not a big difference, but of course if you love shooting that bow, you are going to get a small benefit from playing Kisha. And the last one right here is Angler 1. This one has a small chance to get an instant bite as soon as your hook hits the water, and of course we are talking about fishing. Now coming over to another type of enchants, this right here is rare enchants. These right here is the legendary items on this server. These right here is extremely hard to get, and if you get one you will be pretty much the richest guy on the server. Sunfire Cape provides a small chance to set fire to attackers. Rejuvenation provides a small chance that your armor will gain durability. Now it is not a big difference, it's not like you can run for 20 seconds and your set is fixed. No, but it does do a small difference. Grievous Wounds will provide you a chance that your arrows will peer even deeper and cause severe damage. Now you would actually on the server see him bleeding. That will actually come blood out of the player when you hit a guy with this enchant. And keep in mind, this enchant here does stack with a double damage over there, so you can do some serious damage with these enchants. Now coming over to something new, now you can can actually put enchants on your creeper egg. Blessed Spirit will make sure that once you have cracked that spawner, it will be sent directly into your inventory. No more fishing for spawners inside those hovers. Energize will spawn creeper eggs and it will be powered, which means it's going to be supercharged. And the last enchant will be Demon's Blessings. This enchant right here will strap a rocket to the back of the creeper and fire it upwards into its mate's blocks. Now keep in mind it does have a max range, which means you don't just place it at Y1 and go to 255. But this one here will make sure you get a good backboard, or you maybe even get the spawners without even being up there. Keep in mind all of these enchants right here can be on the same creeper, and it can only be applied to one creeper at a time. Coming into how you can get these enchants as well as the very rare enchants over there, we are going to have to go into ancient pots, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second. But before that, there's something called ancient stash on here. This one here will spawn all over the map, so it's pretty much just you go looking for it. It's simply just a chest, but you have to be within 16 blocks to actually see it, so that is kind of to prevent x-rays and it's ESP and stuff like that. But this one here will have the most epic loot that you have probably seen. This is the ancient stash you want to find if you want to go ahead and make a lot of money. There's Bycraft items, rare enchants, money, and so much more. I encourage you guys to go find these because these here is insane. There's even a command right here, loot stats, that tells you how many have been found and how many is left. These are really rare. It spawns all over the map, Warzone or not Warzone, and you have to dig deep to find these, but if you find one of these, you are in the small group of people that have found it. So these right here is not cheap to go for. This right here is the cave of the ancient pots. Now the pots does spawn all over the place, as you can see over here. You might be able to see them over there, but this right here is where the main pots are. This is where there's most pots into one position. But keep in mind, this area right here, PvP will be enabled, so it is going to get tricky to get home with those ancient pots. But anyways, let's go ahead and show you guys what these are. These pots right here spawns all over this cave, as you see over here, behind this and everywhere. But what these is that they are ancient pots that have a chance to spawn something very, very nice. You have a chance to actually get some of the most rare enchants on here. You can get Bycraft items, you can get P5, you can get Sharpness 6 that is only obtainable in these pots right here. Now, these are extremely rare to get. These Sharpness 6 is extremely rare to get, but there is some things right here that is not that bad, and you can actually get them pretty fast if you actually do the grind. But you do have to come down here and start smashing all of these pots right here without getting trapped, of course, because these pots does actually spawn monsters. There's going to be sand spiders, there's going to be mummies, there's going to be infected bats in all of these pots right here, and trust me, you don't want to mess with these guys. The next one we have to look at is Tomb Raiders. As you can see down in the chat, the Tomb Raiders have struck again. Check out the crime scene in 60 seconds for extra loot they may have missed. Now this one right here is kind of similar to the Koth, besides it's located on top of a huge pyramid. Now you might find this tricky to capture because you have to go up here and people can shoot you down. But keep in mind, this one here has some awesome loot. And here comes the Tomb Raider chest coming from the sky right here, splashing down, and here we are. This one right here has a 15 minutes capture and it doesn't go down, which means it doesn't reset. So if a boat right here goes outside the circle, you will see that it stops, but the time remains, means I can go in now and start capturing. So none of this right here would reset. Everything right here is going to be at the exact same time. Nothing is going to reset. This chest right here has some very, very nice loot, and I do encourage you guys to go for this one. It is similar to the Koth, but not exactly. The next one is the invoice. This invoice right here is very, very nice. See how the heads are spinning around and open up these right here. As you can see, this one is not something you can pick up. It's kind of just like an effect. Now the loot have not been generated into these tombstones just yet, so as you can see, it is just cookies. But I've heard that there is going to be nice items in here, including armor, enchants, and so on and so on. Now before ending this video right here, a Bodhi that is a developer on here would like to say a few things. So let's go ahead and take a quick talk with him.
Hey guys, it's Abby OG. I just want to say hey, and I hope to see you guys September 1st, 2 PM EST on the reset of the first map of KisharMC. Remember, we're a new server, so we're not going to be perfect. We are developers with, names under our belt of servers that we've opened, but we want to give you the best developed server that we can with our potential. and you know, we might mess up on things, we might look over some things. Remember, we're not perfect, so we're going to give you the best server that we can. We're going to fix any issues that may arise, and I really hope to see you guys and give us a chance, because we really want to change the pace for factions, kill the repetition that's currently going on, and you know, bring some life back into this game mode. Hope to see you guys then.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be Kisha MC. This is where I'll be doing my next series, and I can't tell you how hyped I am. There's so many factions that's written themselves up to actually be playing, so I think this map is maybe going to be the toughest map ever to date. So many big factions are playing, and I am really hyped. Hopefully I'll be able to see you guys here on 2 PM EST this Saturday. And other than that, guys, my name is Dexter, and I'm out.